honor, man. Keep reaching for the stars, baby. Once again, are you ready for a dynamic show? We have a dynamic show, America's greatest show, the greatest show on the planet. Put your hands together for my friend, your friend, everybody's friend, Mr. Paul Santos.
Oh, what a crowd, what a crowd. Oh, welcome to the Paul Santos live show. How's everybody feeling tonight? Oh my God. I feel the heat, Chops. I can feel the heat. Wow, hot crowd tonight, hot crowd tonight. Hey, I'll tell you right now, we always have a lot of fun here. We're coming to you from Mikey B's in New Bedford. Yeah, that's right. We're off to a really good start. And why is that? Because of the sidekick of the century, world-class vocalist and entertainer, Chops Turner. There he is. I love all that stuff you do over there. I love all that stuff. And how about the best band in all the land? Along with Artie DeMello on sax, it's Gary Langevin and the Paul Santos Live Band.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
We highlight the talented, the interesting, and the entertaining from our area. We have a great singer that's coming on tonight. His name is Nick Vieira. Hey, you know what? You know what? She's going to put us to shame. She's a female bodybuilder. Oh, my God. She's got bulges all over the place, I'll tell you right now. Her name is Chantel Souza. And here is a funny guy. I saw him perform before. He is from the great city of Fall River, Massachusetts. Hilarious comic. Joe Holden, Jokin' Joe is in the house. Smoken, Joe Holden. All right. Well, how about if we get caught up in the news, Chops? What do you say? Yeah, you know. How many Taylor Swift fans we have here tonight? Any Taylor Swift fans? All right, we got a few. Well, you know, Taylor Swift won 10. That's right, 10 Billboard Music Awards last night. Can you imagine that? I mean, she's so talented. Now she's heading to Kansas City for tonight's game, where both extended families, the Travis Kelce family and the Taylor Swift family, are going to meet. Oh, my God, for us football fans, Chops, that is so annoying. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes is on the field like, can you put the camera on me? Can you put the camera on me? I can throw a pass, too. Watch me score. Ah. Never mind that. Hey, do you realize we found out that something that nobody else could find out, because we have the investigative P team.
The P team.
You know the way they have the I team? Well, I have the P team. It stands for Paul. P team.
Wait, is that what it stands for?
That's just.
That's what it stands. I thought it was
He
poor
thought-
thing.
No, he thought he was going in another direction, but we'll leave that alone. But anyway, the P team found out that Travis and Taylor are collaborating on a song. It's called "Love in the End Zone." And they got to be careful because it sounds a lot like a classic Neil Diamond song, "Love on the Rocks." You know what I mean? Except this is a positive thing. You know, it goes like this. It goes, "Love in the end zone. Watch out for the goalposts." It's kind of like a weird. Hey, you know, Travis Kelce, I understand, is really hoping to get into the end zone tonight. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's the erogenous zone. Never mind.
My man.
Hey, by the way, while we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, you know the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes? He admitted that if he has a good game, he wears the same underwear in the next game. Yeah, he washes it in between, but like he has a good game, he wears the underwear, has another good game.
What do you mean he washes it in between? I don't know.
No, in between games.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's not, but it's still a
Yeah,
lucky
sorry.
underwear, you know? Man, I didn't know you could have lucky underwear like that. No wonder when Allison's on the show, she's on her game all the time.
Wow! That's brilliant. I love that. That explains a lot, Paul.
All right, let's go over to the great city of Providence, Rhode Island. You know, workers are protesting outside of a Starbucks in Providence due to the company's refusal to bargain fairly. I mean, the way I look at it, you know, Starbucks is a billion-dollar company. I mean, they should be helping the workers. I mean, all they want is a cola.
I'm sorry. Wait, I'm going to back that up.
You know what cola is the cost of living? Did you know that? Cola cost of living? Yeah.
Of course I knew that. I knew that. Didn't you know that? Chops, you didn't know that, Chops? I can't.
Hey.
Did you know that? No, I didn't know that.
Cola. Gotta get a cola. Gotta get a cola. Gotta get Coca-Cola. No, actually, they're going to be making a movie about this whole Starbucks controversy. Did you know that? Yeah, it's called The Big Mocha Mutiny.
You always told me to wait for the punchline, so we're waiting for the punchline. Try, Paul. Let's try that again, Paul.
It's called The Big Mocha Mutiny.
What?
Hey, by the way, it's starring Al Cappuccino. If the latte's on the table, we got a deal. If it's not on the table, we got no deal. The sounds of silence.
Boy, could I use some of that right now.
Hey, you know, 2 people are accused of using a fake coupon scheme while shopping. I mean, they stole toothbrushes. They stole skin softening products. Well, that's good, because where they're going, they'll need them.
Wait.
Let me out. Hey, there's a guy by the name of Sam Altman. You probably never heard of him, but Sam Altman is the CEO of an artificial intelligence company, and he's been thrown out by his own board of directors. Imagine that. Yeah, the chairman of the board said, "You are no longer needed. Your services are no longer required." I got to tell you, you see what happened there? The artificial intelligence people took over. That's what happened. All right, let me ask you a question here. Did you hear about the city of New Bedford? The city of New Bedford wants to buy out a Chinese restaurant right down the street in order to put a street through the intersection. But you know, the Chinese restaurant won't sell, so it's a heated dispute. But you know something? Under the law, the city can take the Chinese restaurant, you know, by eminent chow mein.
What?
So far, the restaurant is giving the city the big chicken finger, so I don't know how it's going to run. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this. Really sad news I got to bring you right now.
Oh, no.
I am now going to bring you my final joke of the night. Look at all that happiness. Look at all that happiness out there. I'll tell you. It's almost over yet. It's like a colonoscopy. It's almost over. I shouldn't make jokes like that at a restaurant. I forgot. We're at a restaurant. People are trying to eat here, for Christ's sake.
I didn't even think of that. That's awesome.
Hey, you know, here's a forgotten story from the summer. Seals, okay? Seals were attacking beachgoers on the beaches of Cape Cod this summer. Did you hear about that? Hey, wait a minute. Seals. That reminds me of one of Chops' exes.
What?
Sally sealed the deal. She was a groupie. She's like, Chops, eat Chops, eat.
I met her. Yeah.
No, they had a great relationship for about 3 years. I mean, you heard of Seals and Crofts? They were Seals and Chops.
That's it? Oh, that's the last one?
All right, we have a great show. Everybody feeling good tonight? All right. That's just a warm-up, Chops. That's just a warm-up right there. We have some great guests tonight, as we said. Nick Vieira, Chantel Souza, and Smoken Joe Holden are here tonight. Going to be a great show. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Mikey B's. They host us every Monday night. Let's hear from Mikey B's. How about my good friend, attorney John B.C.? Dying for Laughs, our own Allison Dyan. Alden Court Nursing Home. Thank you very much, Sharon Jensen. Tomatoes Italian Grill, where Chops Turner performs every Saturday night down there in Sandwich, Massachusetts. Cisco, New Bedford. Thank you, Steve Silverstein. And last but not least, he puts up the wires, he puts up the lights, he puts up the cameras, he plugs everything in. From the outstanding Bristol County media, Mr. Aaron Cadju.
Aaron the Baron.
You know, Paul, with all this talk of artificial intelligence, I don't really know if that would your show would be in danger of being taken over by something with the word intelligence in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes for the guy pushing buttons down here, too. I want to. All right, we have a great show. We'll be right back with a little comedy. You're watching the Paul Santos live show. We'll be right back after this message from J&J Materials. Say hello to the best band in all the land, Gary Hardy and the PSL Band. We're joined by John Ferreira of J&J Materials out here in Rehoboth, Massachusetts. John, always good to see you.
Thank you. Always good to see you too.
You know, I know you've had great success here in your business. How did you get into this particular business?
I bought this property and decided to open a little retail yard, you know, something small for small contractors. And the J&J came from my two kids, John and Janelle.
How long have you had this business?
So J&J opened in 1993. Nantucket Pavers, 1996. We manufacture and sell patio block to Home Depot in 48 states. And turned into a pretty huge operation, as you can see. We got 5 stores, 2 in Rhode Island, 3 in Massachusetts, and we're the largest landscape supplier in southeastern Mass and Rhode Island. We've always got good staff and over 100 employees. And I've got a lot of people that have been with me over 30 years.
How much inventory do you have here?
So J&J has on pretty much at all times between $5 and $6 million worth of pavers, stone, mulch, landscape supplies, masonry supplies, cultured stone for chimneys, anything you need for your home.
You also have trucks coming and going all the time.
Yes, oh yeah, there's trucks picking up aggregates, picking up stone, bark mulch, screen loom. You know, a lot of mason contractors come for their mason sand and their cement. So yeah, it's a busy place. From the bringing in the material to getting it delivered to the home to servicing and selling the customer. It's all very important. You know, if you need landscape supplies, come to J&J.
All right, let's hear it for Gary Langevin, Artie DeMello, and the Paul Santos Live Band. They're awesome!
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Oh, talent with a capital T right there, I'll tell you. All right, I want to shout out to Janine Rhonda Hunt, who's going to be on the show next week, Chops. Yeah, we can't wait. She's got a talk show with Decon every single morning, so she's going to be one of our special guests next week. At this time, would you please say hello from Diane for Laughs, our good friend, comedy director, Allison Diane.
Hi.
Allison, nice to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, yesterday I hung out with my best friend Erica.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I hadn't seen her in a while, and you know, I'm 4'9". She is 5'9". So the two of us together look like Yogi and Boo Boo. Yeah, yesterday she asked me if there was an equivalent of a big and tall store, but for short people. Yeah. I said, oh, sure there is. It's called the kids department. Now, this dress I'm wearing tonight
Yes, very nice.
is not from the kids department.
Oh.
This was a gift from my 12-year-old niece. She outgrew it 2 years ago. And on her, it was a shirt. A half shirt.
Just a half shirt, right?
Just a half shirt. If she's got an entire wardrobe from the children's place, so I'm hoping I get that within the next year.
That's actually the style, having like a long shirt be a dress, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or as Gary has pointed out, even a short shirt can be a dress.
Did I point that out? Yeah.
You know,
Very true.
One of those little short shirts, you know, that always works out
No,
pretty
I know
good.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I know what you're
just
talking
don't
about.
remember like actually saying that, but I was thinking it. So you tapped in, baby. You tapped in.
Anyway. Hey, Allison is our comedy director, always finding these great comedians. And we got a guy that's going to come on in a few moments. This guy from Fall River, I saw him once before. Hilarious.
He is hilarious. I'm very excited to have him here tonight. You guys are going to love him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, from Fall Reeve, let's give him a good new beige welcome. Say hello to Smoken Joe Holden.
Hey, look at this. Thanks for coming out, guys. I almost didn't make it tonight. I almost got lost. I did. Thank God for Waze, right? You guys familiar with that? Waze? What voice do you guys use? My daughter uses the British lady, nice British accent, real nice. I get stuck with the old woman, crabby old woman. It's like driving with my mother-in-law. 0.7 miles, take her right on Walker Street. 0.5 miles, take her right on Walker Street. 400 feet, take her right on Walker Street. Hey, dum-dum, you missed a turn. My daughter never should have married you. Recalculating. So how's the food here? Good? Good food? It's not Portuguese food, is it? I like Portuguese food. I can't eat it. It's too spicy. It makes me sweat. And my wife's Portuguese. She makes me sweat. I'm Irish. My wife's Portuguese. That means our kids are going to grow up to be alcoholics who live in the basement. You laugh, but you know it's true, right? So I grew up in Fall River. My father owned a variety store. And it's nice when you're a little kid and your father owns a store. You can go in there after school, get free candy, soda, chips, milkshakes. But the bad part is my father owned a variety store. So he was there from 6 in the morning to 11 at night, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never a holiday, never a day off, never a vacation. So he was always tired. I just remember my father being tired. He fell asleep one time standing up at a payphone. And the worst thing you could hear when you went in the store is my father say, "Can you watch the front for a minute? I got to go in the back." Meaning you had to go to the bathroom. Because he'd go in there, he'd lock the door, he'd fall asleep, he'd be in there for days and days and days. I went in there, I was 10 years old. My father told me to watch the front for a minute. I was there so long, I sold a lady a half gallon of milk. My picture was on the side of the counter. People ask me, say, "Joe, you got 5 brothers. They all went to college. How come you didn't go to college?" I tell them, "I want to go to college." My father had to go to the bathroom. But as you can tell, I didn't have to tell you I'm from Fall River. You can tell by the way I speak, right? The way I talk. Fall River, 2 L's, 2 R's. We don't pronounce any of them. I don't know if we're stupid, lazy, or in a big hurry, but we talk funny down this way. Let's be honest. Fall River, New Bedford, we're not the friendliest people in the world. Sorry to say it, but it's true. You ever say hi to somebody in Fall River you don't know? They look at you like, "What the heck do you want?" Heaven forbid you smile at somebody in Fall River you don't know. They look at you like you're a stalker. But the whole northeastern part of the country is like that. New England, New York, we talk a little funny, we're in a big hurry. Sometimes you're even rude. But you ever go to different parts of the country? You ever go down south? I go down to Georgia, visit my daughter. People down there are so friendly, and they pronounce all their letters. They're just really slow, aren't they? They've been down south. Oh, my God. They walk slow. They talk slow. Any slower, they'd be stopped. I went to a gas station down in Georgia. It's a true story. I said to the guy, "Newport Box 100. Guy says, "Beautiful day, ain't it?" I'm like, "Sure is. How we doing on those cigarettes, buddy?" They're slow, but they're friendly. Because the next thing he said was, "Supposed to rain Sunday." I'm like, "Gee, that's too bad. You know I want a circus to go, right?" And finally he says, "You're not from around these parts. You talk funny." I'm like, "That's because I have teeth in my mouth, Goma." Not going to have my cigarette. I don't know how they do it down there. I would literally have to call in sick. "I'm not going to today. I got to buy a pack of smokes." It's crazy. It's nuts. But I smoke cigarettes and drink coffee so much because I can't drink booze anymore. I'm an alcoholic. I haven't had a drink in 31 years. Thank you. Thank you. And boy, am I thirsty. But it's true about the caffeine and nicotine. You ever go to an AA meeting, it's like the building's on fire. People just switch one addiction to another. Just with the coffee and the cigarettes, I don't need bailment anymore, you know what I mean? Because I was always getting locked up, man. I was always getting arrested. The last night in my life I had a drink, I got arrested for disturbing the peace, public intoxication, and driving without a car. That's a true story. I was driving the car originally. I was so drunk when I took the corner, I fell out of the car. And hit a fire hydrant. The con hit the fire hydrant. I hit the fire hydrant. The car kept going. Stopped at the bottom of the hill, hit one of those police cars. Yeah. They weren't happy. No. But yeah, I was a drink. I didn't do much drugs. I did drugs one time in my life. It was a very bad experience. One night I took PCP, LSD, and THC all at once. I got so screwed up, I walked around for 6 hours trying to buy a vowel. If you guys are waiting for the good stuff, you're screwed, because this is pretty much it. Okay? My grandmother takes medication for depression, not regular depression, the Great Depression. She lost a lot of money in the stock market, crashed 1929. She's getting high ever since. And I feel bad for her, too, because she recently lost her husband. He didn't die. She doesn't know where the hell she left him, you know? But I told you guys I got down to Georgia to visit my daughter. Well, my daughter has a daughter. I'm a grandfather. I got a little granddaughter named Morgan. She's absolutely beautiful, man. Me and my wife go down and visit for like 2 weeks at a time. Time to come home, the same thing always happens. I get all emotional, you know what I mean? I get all choked up. My eyes water up. And I'm thinking, why am I so attached to this little baby? Why does she tug on my heartstrings so hard? And I finally figured it out. She reminds me of the guys I used to hang around in the bar with. I'm serious, think about it. No hair, no teeth, drinks out of a bottle, wets her pants. I can't stand the bloody thing she's saying. You guys are great. That's it on my time. Joe Holden.
Smoken Joe Holden, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Grab a seat. Hey, Joe. Nice to meet you. Grab a seat over here. Smoken Joe from the great city of Fall Rive, baby. That's right. A little rivalry between New Beige and Fall Rive. You know that, right?
You always beat our butt in football. I know that. New Bedford always beats Durfee.
Yeah, that was a big thing, you know, New Bedford and Durfee. But tell me about your comedy career, right? When did you decide to do that? Because I know you have like a day job too, right?
Yeah.
What is the day job?
Are you trying to tell me not to quit it? Is that what you're gonna say?
Just doing a little background, you know.
Yeah, no, I project manager for a company out of Long Island, New York.
Right.
We build big construction jobs in Boston and New York.
Oh, nice. Good for you. Good for you. Now, when did you decide to start doing this comedy thing?
When I found out, so I have a granddaughter, an older granddaughter. I was 40 years old. I found out I was going to be a grandfather. I had my daughter when I was 21. She had hers when she was 20. So 41, I'm going to be a grandfather. I thought my life was over. I said I never get to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to try comedy, and so I went out and I did it. Friends of mine were in a band. They were playing at a club. They went on break, and I went up there and I did 20 minutes, and it went well, believe it or not.
That's great. Let's hear it. That's nice. That's a nice story. How long ago was this?
About 20 years ago.
Wow.
The second time I did it with another band, A1 Pizza in Fall River, I died. If it would have been the first time, I never would have done it again. It's just the way it worked out, you know what I mean? But it was, ever since then, I went with John Parada, Comedy Factory.
Oh, yeah, we had him on the show. He's great.
Yeah, really good guy. He took me under his wing at the beginning, and things took off from there.
You know, sometimes when you're up there and you deliver a line and it bombs, it's very lonely up there. You know what I mean? It can be.
Yes. You sound like you're familiar with that.
Yeah. Remember when there was that dead silence before? Why don't you just like fake a laugh or something? You know, you could have helped me out there. You know.
If you look at this,
True expert.
Has to be genuine, you know.
yeah.
So where do you get your ideas for comedy? Is it just things that happen to you and you sit down and write, or how does that work?
A lot of experience, life experience that you just look at, tilt your head and look at it from a different angle, funny angle. Sometimes things just come to you. Sometimes there's all different ways. Sit down and write. Although when I sit down and write, it's not as good as when, you get a thought and it just basically explodes.
You know who's the funniest person in the world? My wife. She's always zinging me. And then when I go to say, hey, I'm going to use that. So no, don't use that. Everybody's going to think I'm mean. I'm like, yeah, but it's the funniest thing that happened to me this week is you zinging me, Does that happen to you too?
Oh, yeah. And my wife is mean. But she's funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so you have you have kids and all that too?
Yeah.
I know you have grandkids, so obviously you have kids.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
I have two. I have a son and a daughter, and I have 3 grandchildren.
Gee, hey, that's great. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
You don't look like you're old enough to be a grandfather,
No, I'm 62. Bro.
Hey, you're 62. Oh, wow, same as me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Did you graduate in 78?
No, 79.
79. Oh, you stayed back, right?
No.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'll tell you.
Wow.
I turned 62 in February.
Yeah, oh, good for you. Nice.
What month?
July.
Oh, all right. So
July of 19. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm 63.
Wow.
Hey, for a minute there, I thought I stayed back. Now I'm thinking, it sounds like you got to get naked to count to 21.
I already lost the year already. I'm sorry about that. Hey, that's a lot of fun. So you got like shows coming up. What's your plans for the future?
I got shows coming up. We do a lot of shows locally at White's of Westport. in
Oh, nice.
Westport, Mass.
Yep.
I got a few coming up down there in December 30th, and March 31st, April 4th. And then I'm all over the place in New England, up north and down in Connecticut.
See, that's fantastic. Hey, we appreciate you stopping by. You're hilarious. Keep up the great work.
Thanks for having me.
Smoken Joe
I
Holden.
appreciate it.
Back with more of the Paul Santos live show. Nick Vieira music up next. Don't go anywhere.
No one talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, cause I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. Lady, don't get to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere, what do I care? More kisses are worth waiting for. Believe about 8, don't get to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you.
Yeah, he says he ain't misbehaving, but we know that ain't true. Gary Landry and Artie DeMello, PSL Band, how about that? I think they are misbehaving sometimes, right?
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Are you misbehaving tonight?
If I hadn't been misbehaving tonight, then you'd be saying, Gary, you don't seem yourself tonight.
All right, we want to do a quick shout out here. Sitting in the audience tonight, a couple of really talented people who've been on the show before, and I think they're going to come again. Jacob and Jackson are in the house tonight. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, man, they are talented. And how about Roger Brightman in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen? And he's recovering, but he's back, second week in a row. Nate Case, along with his lovely wife, Grace. Yeah, that's right. And how about Juicy Brucey? Yeah.
Juicy, the main man.
Still juicy after all these years. Shout out to Joel Neves, the Real Deal Fitness. Thank you for looking in tonight. How about Andrea Ryan from London, England?
Hello, once we've missed you. I haven't seen online. Say so. Talk to you tomorrow.
Shout out to Michael Consacio, the con man's in the house.
Yeah.
Richard Barboza looking in tonight. And our good friend Don Silva. And how about Steve Freeman from Bridgeport, Connecticut?
Bridgeport.
Bridgeport, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some hot music. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for this gentleman here. His name is Nick Vieira.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything fresh as a bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, it takes me away to that special place. And if I stare too long, probably break down and cry. Oh, 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 sweet child of mine. Oh, 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 sweet love of mine. to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain. Her hair reminds me of a warm, safe place. As a child, I'd hide, pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. Oh, 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 sweet child of mine. Oh, 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 sweet love of mine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Vieira, come on down. Let's chat with Nick. Hey, that's a great job. That's mostly a hard rock song, but singing it like that, very nice.
Mostly,
Grab a seat. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
Grab a seat over here. I got to tell you, it is really fun to have you over here tonight. We actually met over at the feast. We're hanging around the feast. We started chatting, and here you are. So thanks a lot for coming down tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. I mean, I've known you and I've seen you on public access TV for years now. So, I mean, going back to that whole age thing, yeah. I was going to say, I don't know. I think it's a little higher than 16.1. But.
Remember the old Channel 13 news?
Yes, I do.
It was a sportscaster and everything.
Yeah.
Play-by-play, you name it, we've done it. You know?
You haven't aged a bit,
Well,
my
thank you
friend.
very much. I appreciate
You
that.
look
Thank you
great.
very much. We're hanging in there. Me and Holden, we're hanging in there. So, by the way, before we get to your background, right, you do some work for the feast, right? What do you do over there?
So
The festa, baby. The festa.
festa, that's right. So I recently actually was elected as a chairman for the Special Events Committee.
Oh, nice.
There, and I've also been dabbling a little bit in the PR world.
Oh,
so
no
I
kidding.
joined the PR committee. I've been doing that now for almost a year. But mostly I just do what they ask me to do.
Right. Are you working your way up a little bit?
No,
But maybe
whatever they
they'll
need.
say like, hey, you want to be a festado?
Oh, I've been a fish.
Oh, you've been a fish dater. Oh, okay,
That's
all right.
that's kind of like the initiation.
Oh, is that
You
right?
don't- Yeah, you have to serve at least 1 year as a fish date in order to become a full-fledged member.
Oh, I see.
You got to get ice. You got to get the bacalhau. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, so you've been a fish date.
Yes, I
All
have.
right, yeah, all right,
And
that's
I'm
pretty
looking
cool.
forward to the next time. I think it's next year or the year after that. I don't know.
Nice.
It's somewhere down the line.
And by the way, in addition to the music, you have a very important day job, I would say. I think so.
Maybe you think so.
You want to tell the folks what it is?
So I've been now 20 years into being in EMS.
EMS, that's right. Yep.
Thank you.
So, like, for example, if Chops passes out right now, you can revive him and stuff, right? Isn't that right?
I sure could.
Give him some mouth to mouth and stuff like that.
It would be my pleasure, Chops. It really would. It really would. I think I brought the chapstick, so I'm ready.
No,
Maybe I shouldn't have done
that's great work to be doing. You're helping people and stuff like that. So tell me about the music. I know you really love
The
doing
music. The music's been something that's centered around my life since I can remember. I mean, it always sticks out in my mind. Unfortunately, I can't find the picture, but like that was the project I did in first grade. What do you want to be when you grow up? And I grabbed a it was empty toilet paper roll, and I grabbed aluminum foil and I put it on there, and I took a picture like this. I want to be a singer. I want to be an entertainer. But
Looking up at the toilet paper, just like that.
looking
huh?
at the
Wow,
toilet paper, charming, extra.
Did you squeeze it?
I did. No. But, I mean, it's, and then life gets, you know how life is.
Yeah,
it gets
right.
in the way, and then bills.
Did you have like
And then
wife and kids and all that?
Yeah.
Still got that going?
I still got that going.
Oh, yeah.
Version 2.0, but I mean, my lovely wife.
Oh, she's here tonight.
She's
Let's
here
say hello to
tonight.
the lovely Mrs. Vieira over there.
Yes. I've been trying to work on actually learning that song, but her first name is Amanda, so that's one of my favorite Boston songs. Either Boston or the Waylon Jennings one.
Right, so you sing that to her sometimes?
No, I've been trying to learn it,
Oh.
but like it's just
Well, I thought you could
sitting down and between writing original stuff and then learning covers. It's like, how do you balance that out? And then the day job
Right.
thing.
So you write music and you love doing that. How do
I
you do
love
that? How do you sit down and write a song?
It depends. It depends on how I'm feeling. Depends on how much time I have. Because every time I sit down to start writing a song, the phone rings or something happens, and just life. Again, life is the biggest deterrent to anyone becoming a musician. And I think my friends over there, Jackson and Jacob, can attest to that.
Right.
Like, for them, they got the higher education, the college and stuff like that. Kudos to them, because you don't want to get stuck being on an ambulance or doing some other kind of humdrum blue collar job. But and then you get a mortgage and I'm not going to go down that road.
Then before you know it, you
yeah.
got to do what you got to do.
Right.
I know, I understand completely. So writing music, right? Did you ever write a song that you could like sing to your wife?
I did, actually. That was my first original release.
Oh, let's hear it. A love song for Amanda. What's that? What was that song called?
That song's called You and Me.
Oh.
And I released that now a little over a year ago. It's on Spotify and iTunes and all that. All my music is.
See, she inspired one of your songs. I
She
think
did.
That's great.
She did. She's inspired a heck of a lot.
But the song you're going to do tonight is not one that she
No.
inspired.
It's the complete opposite.
All right, you're going to do an original. What's the original you'd like to do tonight?
So this one is called Travel On. This is my latest one.
Travel On.
Travel On. I released it a few weeks ago now. What was it? Yeah, like 3 weeks ago, I think.
All right.
Yeah, 3
Nice.
weeks ago. So
All right, would you like to perform it now for us?
I would.
All right, head back over to center stage, and while he's doing
Absolutely.
that, we are going to say hello to Nelson D. Govert, who's watching tonight. Thank you very much for looking in on the Paul Santos live show. And a few other regulars. Don Willis, we used to call him the mayor of Round Hill because he was always walking around the beach around Hill. And he's a big fan of our show. He watches every week. We really appreciate that. How about Mark Scanlon from Fairhaven? Hello to Mark. And Chops watching in from New York City. We have two viewers. We have a good friend of mine, Rick Levy, and Tasha Caudell looking in from New York City. Thank you very much. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. Never mind. Not going anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Nick Vieira.
thank you so much. Thank you, Paul, for having me. Again, you guys want to check this out on Spotify or iTunes or something because it's studio recorded. So trying to pull it off with just an acoustic guitar is going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm going to do my best. It's called Travel On. Can I see her in the daytime? Can I feel her in the night? Is it wrong to make me love you when the road has no end in sight? Do you ever think about me? I long to hold you so tight. When tomorrow comes before me, can't decide the wrong from right. Take a chance, just roll along. Empty heart can't sing my song. Too many times I rode along, jump inside. We'll travel on. We'll travel on. We'll travel on. travel on. Picked it up from yesterday. Only counts is what I didn't say. After all, I can't replace. What's to come, we'll have to face. Take a chance, just roll along. Empty heart can't sing my song. Too many times I've rolled along, jump inside. We'll travel on. We'll travel on. We'll travel on. We'll travel on. Take a chance, roll along. Empty heart can't sing my song. Too many times, roll along, jump inside. Help me with this one. We'll travel on. We'll travel on. We'll travel on. We'll travel on. Travel on, everybody. My name is Nick Vieira. Check out Nick Vieira Music wherever you listen to music.
All right, Nick Vieira, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being on our show. All right, I want to get a quick shout out to comic Patty Gould, who's looking in tonight. She was on last week. Oh, yeah, we really love her. And a quick hello to Kevin Robertson. Thank you very much for looking in. Hey, you haven't seen nothing yet. A champion woman bodybuilder is coming up next. Stand by. It's the Paul Santos Live Show. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, yeah. Those are sweet and clear.
I'll try to stand back a little bit to give you a little more room, you know.
Moonlight through the pine, yeah. Other arms, yeah, should they reach out to me? Other eyes smile tenderly, still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Georgia, oh, I said Georgia, no peace I find, yeah, just an old sweet song. Keeps Georgia, thank you, Paul, Georgia on my mind, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Gary and Arnie, PSL Band. Awesome.
Thank you, Paul.
Hey, how about the way the PSL Band jumped in with Nick? Wasn't that great? Nick got to play with you guys. That was awesome. That was really great. Hey, by the way, we have a surprise guest here tonight. He's a fantastic entertainer. In fact, he was on the show last week. We appreciate him stopping by and supporting our show. David Spencer's in the house. Hey, David. Oh, if you go back to the Paul Santos live show page, you'll see some clips of him. He is absolutely phenomenal. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very exciting guest. This is a woman who's very, very accomplished in the field of bodybuilding. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Chantel Souza. All right, Chantel's in the house. Very nice to have you here tonight. I tried to talk you into coming down, and I'm really glad you accepted the offer.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, you're not only a bodybuilder, but she's wicked smart, too. She's wicked smart. You're a very educated, smart woman, right? What do you do?
I'm a CPA, so not only do I balance your books, but I balance those weights.
What? Watch out, Paul. Watch out.
Now, when did you decide to get into the whole bodybuilding thing? Because I know you didn't do that like when you're really young, right?
I didn't. I just started about 4 years ago. Yeah.
Why did you want to do that?
I had a wonderful trainer who was a bodybuilder herself who got a group together. And at first I was like, there's no way I'm doing this. I have to give up eating and alcohol. That's not happening. Yeah, that is a tough one. And then everyone else was signing up, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to compete. So here I am.
Well, it's amazing because I saw some of the photos of you competing, and you really built yourself up, and there's a lot of definition, and there's a whole thing to it because it's not just like go to the gym and go home. Like you talked about the nutrition and all that.
Yeah, lots of protein. That's what I tell my mom all the time. You need to eat your protein. That's the most important part. But yeah, a lot of nutrition, some carbs, limited fats, but working out. An hour and 2 hours a day. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
You talk about protein, right? Hey, Chops, there's a lot of protein in prime rib, right? So that should work out all right, right? I like to have a nice, thick prime rib,
Yeah, that's what I had the other day, actually. Friendsgiving. It was delicious. You
got to be careful. You can't do it too often, though, right?
No, not too often.
Now, tell me about the competitions because you actually have to go up on stage, and a lot of times it's like a bikini or something like that, and you're showing off, you're showing off, your thighs and your arms and your whole thing. So like, what is that like? That's not nerve-wracking being up there?
No, I didn't say it wasn't. It definitely can be. Yeah, you're wearing a little tiny bikini and strutting yourself on stage. Yeah, it's quite nerve-wracking, actually.
Most people would kind of feel like naked up there. You know what I'm saying?
It takes a lot of practice.
So building up your muscles, right? I imagine that men always want to show off their biceps and all that. I mean, do you have strong biceps and stuff?
I do. You want to see them?
Do I want to see them? All right, guys. Oh! Oh, look at this. Oh, my God. Wow. Wait a minute. Let me just, can you go like that again? I just want to. Oh, my. That's hot as a rock, for God's sake. What did you do? Inject some Viagra in there or something?
Hey, easy with that. Easy.
That's hot as a rock, Chops. I'll tell you what. Hey, Chops, you want to check that out?
I know. Hey,
Chops.
Paul, can I ask you something?
Chops is afraid to come over here.
I know. Can you just do me a favor? Can we just introduce her as a bodybuilder?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing.
I know, but you don't have to get so specific.
Yeah, but
we can see she's a female.
Yeah, but I wasn't the guy. I wasn't the guy playing the stripper music over here. I mean,
Yeah, but you're the one who told me to.
The other one is talk about ain't misbehaving. What the hell's he talking about? You know what my wife calls me? Just a silly little man. Just a second. It's just the way the brain. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, hey, you won first prize in an amateur competition first, right?
Did. I won first place and got my pro status. Yeah, that was a little over a year ago now.
And then you entered what?
Then I competed as a pro, first time with all the professionals, and I got fourth place. That was 6 weeks ago. Thank you.
Now, when somebody wins, right? In hockey, I know we're getting hockey fans here. They win the Stanley Cup. How they skate around with the Stanley Cup and all that? Yeah. They skate around with it, and they're like, oh, the Stanley Cup and all that. Well, take a look at this trophy that Can you get a close-up of this trophy over here? Aaron, how about a close-up of this trophy?
Paul couldn't get enough of it. He was holding it before the show, and we had to pry it out of his
I
hand.
won the Stanley Cup. I won the Stanley Cup. I did. I turned it around.
Yeah, you did.
You know when hockey players win the Stanley Cup, they kiss it, don't they?
Don't.
No, and I'm not going to do
kiss it.
that.
No,
I'm not
no,
going to
no.
do that.
It's a little.
Anyway, so that's a very interesting trophy that they have there. I'm going to read it off. It's the ECB Chesapeake Classic Pro Bikini, 4th place. Yes, Sergeant. Wow. No, that's a terrific piece of hardware you got there.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. But Chop said, take it home with you, Paul, will you? Or just take a picture of it.
I'm sorry. This is turning into the man show over here.
Yeah.
We don't want it. We don't want it to be that way. Well, anyway, what's the first place trophy look like?
Yeah, no.
It's a good ab workout right now. I'm dying.
Well, anyway,
You're gonna have to enter the next one, Paul.
I'll tell you. When I was coaching Little League, we won a trophy, but it didn't look like this.
I hope not.
Anyway, no, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, winning, and now you're competing nationally. So, that's really, really cool. So, what are you planning on doing in the future? You're going to continue to compete and stuff like that?
Right now, I'm in my bulk season, so I'm gaining weight so I can compete in 2025.
Oh, you have to gain weight?
I want to win, yes. Gain weight, gain muscle. Yeah.
So what do you have to do as far as the diet and all that stuff?
I'm going to gradually increase my calories and protein so that I can build muscle going forward.
cool.
I have to compete with these pros. They are ginormic on stage. I'm just this little thing. So
Well,
get there.
You got swag, though, girl. You got swag.
Chops, did you hear that, Chops? What do you think? I think she has a good chance. Are you? Chops, you awake over there?
Yeah, no, Chops can't get his eye off the trophy either. Holy.
Chops, how you feeling over there?
This guy's been married a week
You all
ago,
right?
that's all I know. Sorry.
I see a lot of sweat beads pouring off his head over there. He's sweating like a pig over there, for God's sake.
Dare step out
Hey.
in front of the table. I said,
You going to be able to sing a song in a couple of minutes here? He's going to have to regroup.
oh, jeez.
Well, hey, I'm really glad, we met through the Chamber of Commerce, and I don't know, a few years back, we started shooting the breeze, and then when I saw your bodybuilding, I'm like, oh, she'd be perfect for the show, especially where I talked to her. By the way, her mom is right over here, Chantel's mom.
Thank you for having her. Thank
Yeah,
you
so
much.
we know that her and her mom have a great sense of humor, so I thought, gee, I wonder if I can get her on the show and joke around and talk about this. We like to joke around, but it's obviously a great accomplishment to be able to have yourself in tip-top shape like that. We really appreciate you stopping by, and we wish you all the best, and we'll be rooting for you the next time you're in competition.
So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Chantel Souza, thank you so much. Oh my God, we're just having too much fun here tonight. Hey, Bruce Sear is looking in tonight. Hey, Bruce. Hello to Bruce. All right, you're watching the Paul Santos live show. Now, this is the time of the show where Chops Turner usually sings. But right now, he's standing over there and he's going, hamina, hamina, himina, hamina, humana, hamina. Chops, you okay over there?
He's going to sing right from where he is. He's gonna
Is
sing
your,
right-
is your wife watching the show tonight? Oh, anyway. You can sleep in my house if you want to. We're just kidding around. That's what we do, you know.
just joshing.
That's all innocent humor over here, you know.
Joshing.
All right, Chops, you ready to go? How about that Juicy Brucey over there? How's the show going tonight, Juicy? All right, good show tonight. Good. Mr. Spencer, you having a good time back there? All right, you ready to go, Chops? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take this show up on another octave, believe it or not. Here's world-class vocalist and entertainer, Chops Turner!
This song goes out to Paul. Oh, man. One of my favorite tunes, the great Tony Bennett. You guys ready? Who can I turn to when no body needs me. My heart wants to know, and so I must go where destiny leads me. With no star to guide me, and no one beside me, I go on my way, and after the day, the darkness won't hide me. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I'm after. Is that right? I'll throw off my sorrow, beg, steal, or borrow my share of laughter. With you, I can learn to. With you on a new day. But who can I turn to if you turn away? Thank you. With you, I can learn to. With you on a new day. But who can I turn to if you turn away? And you.
World-class vocalist and entertainer Chops Turner. Let's hear it again for Chops. Yeah. Oh, hey Chops, that was a tough act to follow, but you did it. You did it. I knew you would. I knew you would. Quick shout out to Bruce Sear. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Bruce. He said he's 75 years old, so he's even older than myself and Smoken Joe. So there you go. And a shout out to John Kelly. Thanks for looking in. And Eddie Freitas. Yeah, he's out there in, I believe, Acushnet. Thank you very much for looking in tonight. Hey, at this time, we'd like to take the opportunity to thank our terrific guest. How about Nick Vieira? Let's hear it for Nick. How about the great, come on. The great comedy of Smoken Joe Holden.
Smoken Joe Holden.
Straight out of Fall Reeve. And how about that champion bodybuilder? Oh, you love her, Chantel Souza.
Chantel Souza.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Mikey B's. Thank you, Mikey B's. How about attorney John Seed, Dying for Laughs, Alden Court, Tomatoes Italian Grill, Cisco, New Bedford, and Bristol County Media. Thank you very much for your support of the Paul Santos Live Show, where we highlight the talented, the interesting, and the entertaining from our area. Next week, we have the singing city councilor. One of the city councilors here in New Bedford actually sings, and he is good. His name is Shane Burgo. Real good, real good. We also have a comedian who does comedy, Leah Meager. He's going to be here next week. And we got two talk show hosts. They started a new podcast and a very good. Janine Rhonda Hun and Decon Derek and Seisha are going to be here next week. So if you're in the area, swing by Mikey B's. We are here Mondays at 7 p.m. for the taping and the live stream of the Paul Santos Live television show. And I want to thank our live studio audience. Oh. I'm Paul Santos for the Paul Santos Live Show. Don't forget to laugh. Thank you to Chops Turner once again. And the PSL Band. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.